Hi there, my friend and friend. In the comments, anytime I do a CSS battle, like the recent one I did against the syntax crew, people always say that they could do them faster than everybody who's doing the CSS battle in the recording. So it's time to see if you really can beat me. I'm going to be doing CSS battles number 235, 236, and 237 in this video, and I'm going to be timing myself doing all three of them. They're all linked in the description, so if you just want to jump into each one of them, go ahead and do it and time yourself doing it first. Come back, comment what your times were, and then watch to see if you beat me or not. Because sometimes you might think you could do it really fast, but when you time yourself, it's actually slower than possible, or you might have a really good idea that hits a snag or whatever it is, right? And sometimes it just, you might have a better idea than me and it goes faster. So let's jump into the first one, number 235 here. So we're going to come over to here. I just have a Chrome window open where I put in the stopwatch. I'm going to hit start on there and we're going to dive in and see how I can do. So first, let's grab this background color that's right here. I want this actually on my body. And there's a few things too that I probably could do faster that I always muck up. And I'm also explaining myself as I go through. So I'm just coming up with excuses now. We're going to have a bunch of elements on here. So we're going to have a thing across the top. So let's just say that's A. A probably needs some things in it. Actually, I can use inline. I'm going to be using grid, so I can use I for this. I've gotten myself in trouble with these, and we can use IDs to go a little bit faster. So we're going to say A, and that's closed. Then we're going to have our ID is equal to B. That one's closed. Let's just put two spans in here. Span, and we'll do another span like that. Okay, so that's there. Then we have this one. Then we have three more. So I'm going to say that's B. I don't even know if I need IDs on all of these. So that's B, C, D, E. And then that bottom one, I'm actually going to copy this one. E, that's our F that will have three spans in it. Cool. This is one of the few times where I think using display grid is the right way to go. And so we're going to do a grid on there, and then let's come and say all of my eyes have a background of that's the eyes. The eyes will get this background color on them. Cool. And let's get that to be the right shape to start with. So we can just do some padding on here of like 10 pixels. I think there's actually, I never noticed there's like the values there. So I think this is actually going to be 11 and we're 12. 12 looks like we're good. Okay. Then we want a gap on this. The gap looks pretty small. Let's say a gap of, it's not 10, is it? Ooh, already my idea is falling apart. They're different sizes. Okay, we're not going to use gaps. We're going to use margins on each one of them. So we're going to say that was my I is all of them. We're going to say A. Margin bottom of 10 pixels to start with. And is grid even the right idea here? It doesn't matter. We're sticking with it. We're going to say this is a height. See, this is where the lack of planning kills me. 20 pixels. 30 pixels looks like we're pretty good. Okay, so I'm happy with that, but that mucks up everything else. Grid, no, I think, okay, I'm trying to think. My gaps are all the same, actually. Maybe I could actually use, the gaps all look the same. I'm gonna go back to having gap of 10 pixels, but the problem is the size of stuff. Okay, grid template. We're going to take this height off of here too. We're going back to grid template rows. The first one, oh crap, what was it? 30 pixels. Okay, let's delete this then. The first one, grid template rows, was 30 pixels. Cool, that actually worked. The second one now, grid rows, that's 30 pixels. The next one looks like it's gonna be like 45 pixels. A bit too big. 40 pixels. That looks good. The next one is going to be a 60 pixel. Perfect. And oh, this did work in the end. Okay, and then another 60, I think. And then the last one, do I have oh no, I don't have too many. Then the last one, it goes back to the same. So I think it'd be a 30 pixel. But then we also need a grid template columns of, this is going to take a little bit of work after, but this first column looks like it's going to be about 100 pixels. And we'll just say auto. That 100 is too big. Okay, so 100 is too big. We're gonna try 80. Ah, perfect. Okay, we nailed it. Super, super. I think my grid is properly set up. Then my A is actually good. I don't, A we will need though. Then my B is going to get a grid row of span 3. That wasn't my B, that should, oh, it is. And a, whoops, a grid column of 1 over 3. 1 over 2. That's good. Then my grid also needs to be dense. Grid flow of dense? Does that work? Did I need that? I didn't need that because my A needs to be a grid column of 1 over -1. Aha, ha, ha. And that's my A and my A, B, C, D, E, F, I think was my last one. Aha, aha. Let's put the diff on actually. Perfect. We just need my spans now. Okay, that went according to plan, even though I went off plan at one point. We're going to do a span. My kids are coming in, which is going to be worse. It's summer vacation right now. Background here is going to be this color. The height will be 100%. Do we do percentages? Say margin, the height. You know what we're going to say is these. This will make it easier. B, A, I. This is going to be a display of flex, which is going to help anyway. And the span width will be, I don't know, 10 pixels. Flex, only have 2 of them there. I'm a little bit confused. This, no, more than that, 30. I think we need some padding on this. Padding of 5 pixels. And then A. So then we come down and we say A gets a justify content of space between. Okay, that's good, but these are way too big. These are going to be 15, 20. Cool. And that means F, I think we're almost done. F gets a justify content of center and a gap of 5 pixels, 10 pixels. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm going to hit submit. I have to go get my window. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. We still haven't got 100%, but that's 6 minutes 38 roughly when I hit my submit. There we go. Did we get it 100%? We did, 100% match. I'm gonna say that was about a 6:38 there when I dragged this window in. And I'm gonna make that easier to get to for the next couple of challenges. Whew, cool. Happy with how that worked out. And that is the first challenge done. So once again, I'm curious how fast you did it. If you use the same method, this one, I think using grid was the right call. It's rare on these challenges, but I think in this case, it makes sense to have used grid there. All right, we're gonna go into the next one now. Just keep it going. We're doing this one now, which I have some ideas. That's it. And let's go. Background of my whole thing will be this. So body, this time I'm actually gonna write background and we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do div. I think I might just div. Okay, copy, paste. Not 100% sure here, but let's say body is actually going to be a display of flex. Let's just select those divs and give them for now a background that is pink. Pink like that, just so we can see them. Display flex. And then I think I only want these like. I'm wondering. I want them. There's two. I could either do it with that element being small and then having this come off with an overflow or bigger with an overflow of hidden. I think we're going to do the small element and cover them. Ooh, but that might... Okay, we're going to try. Display flex. Okay, let's actually use the right color, I guess. The background will be this color. The height will be, I don't know, 25 pixels. Aspect ratio of 1. They're not big enough, probably. 35. We'll try in a minute. This is flex because I just wanted to do a gap here, which I don't know, there's probably better ways of doing this. 100 pixels? No. Maybe. This should have a border radius too. Border radius of 100 VW just to make them circles. This is way too big. We're going to try 50 on it instead. Let's just try and align items of center. and a justify content of center. Is that actually going to make it work? Okay, I've done this before, so they're not big enough. Let's make it 38, 30, 30. 30 is the right size because I can see in the middle it's the right size. So maybe I could actually make this work with the gap. 74, 73, 72, 70. Oh, perfect. Okay, so it does work. I had another idea, but I'm happy that seems to be working. Then all of those are going to get some shadows on them. So we're going to come in with a box shadow, which this is the trick for so many of these, right? It could have been a gradient too, but I'm suck at the gradients. So we want it 0, 0, 0, 100 pixels, this color, except that color is going to be hard to see. So let's just come in with the second one right away and see if we did this correctly. 0, 0, 0, 130 pixels, this color. Let's make this 50 and make this one 70. Oh no, this is the problem with border radius, right? Is there a way? Okay, I think I'm going to change my path. We're going to make them big. And use inset shadows. That might actually work. Crap. Okay. This is the problem with border radius and how it's calculated. When you go too far off a small element, they won't keep that circle shape. Durr. Okay. That's going to muck me up. The height now is going to be like 150. Okay, let's look at, that's 150, so 200. 220, 210. 210 I think is the right one. I'm just looking at that middle one. It looks like it's lining up how I want it to on the outside. Then the next shadow, the first shadow is going to be this dark color actually. So we're going to do an inset of 0, 0, 0. How do inset shadows work? I never use them. This color and 30 pixels. Did that work? Oh crap, we need, okay, the whole thing will just be shadows then. So we're gonna have that as the first shadow. Then the second shadow will be this color. Let's just copy that actually, paste it here, get that color again, put it here, and this would be a 60. So then I think that's actually good. Then the next one will be this. So inset 0, 0, 90 pixels, this color, and then inset 0, 0, 0, 120 pixels. Oh no, we don't even need it, did we? Perfect. I think that's, let's just put the diff on. Nice. Okay. So that's working. My gap is not working anymore. And I don't know if gap is going to work because we need them to overlay each other. We'll worry about that in a second. All the divs. I might, okay, there's gonna be a few things that might screw us up here. Center, but we're gonna come in with a position of relative. I could, no, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do a, that's a div. Let's just do a paragraph of, we're just do paragraph, 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 just to have 3 extra elements I can play around with. We're also going to take the display flex off, which means this goes out the window, this goes out the window. The div will get a position of absolute. Top will be, the top I can actually measure. I want the top to be about 45 pixels. 45 pixels, p pixels, and the, let's just do a left of, I was going to center it left. I don't know where the left would be. Left of 100 pixels for now. Oh, wow. Okay, that worked. So we're going to try and do this with one of them, and then we'll try and do it with the other ones. This is already going to take longer than what my original plan was. So this one, people might beat me on. Okay, we're going to say width. It's going to change, but we're going to do a generic width. All of them are going to have this background color. And we're going to do a position of absolute first. Absolute. Absolute. If you have a better solution for this, I'd love to know what it is. So leave a comment. Background is going to be this color. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Why am I pasting empty lines? Background is going to be that color. The width of it is, can I see, that's like from 140 to 160. So the width will be 20 pixels. The height will be 100 VH. Let's make this red for now so I can see it. Okay. Then, I don't know if that's correct, but then we're going to say the left is, this is 140 pixels, and the top is 0. Is that line? Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. That worked. That's for that one. Then we're going to say p nth of type 2. This will go up to 240. 240. Cool. Did I do 3 or 4 divs? I did 3. We're going to need 2 more. Close paragraph. Or I need 1 more. I need 4 total. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next one, this is painful a little bit. P. I wonder if I could have done one element overlaying the entire thing and then had just do gradient and some of it could be transparent. But I've gone too far down this path. Nth of type 3. The left will now be 340, 340. Whoever left the comment letting me know this shows you values when you're hovering, thank you very much. It's made my life a lot easier. And the width of this will just be like really big, doesn't matter. And then we need the same thing. Copy you. The fourth one will go on the other side. So the left will be 0. And the width of it will be 60 pixels. No, left, that's there. And then this goes to 60. There we go. So that's setting that all up. We can copy this now. Actually, I want to leave that on for a minute. This is where I'm a little bit worried about my divs. We're going to say div first of type is going to get a left of 0. Is that actually lining it up? If I put the diff on? No, it's not. So let's say 10. Oh, negative 10. 20? No, 5. 5 looks good. Okay, negative 5. So I'm wondering, does that mean my last of type I think will work if I did this as a right, and we'll do a left of revert. That looks like it's working too, except now we just need the div nth child of 2 to have a z index of a big number. That's gonna okay, z index of 1 to go on top, and then my paragraphs all get a z index of a very big number. That doesn't work at all. Crap. Okay. I should have seen that coming. I have solutions. Div a box shadow. We're going to take off div after is content, so it exists. Inset of 0, position absolute, border radius 100 VW, gives us the same thing, but these have a width on them. So that's 60 up to 140. That's a width of 80. Div width of 80 pixels. These are gonna have not an inset of, well, so I do width 210 pixels. Overflow hidden. Positioning of them is very, very, very broken right now. Border radius, I don't need on them anymore. Oh my god, this is a disaster. Okay. And I don't want a background color on them anymore. Okay. Inset is that We're going to say top is 0, left is negative 50%, right is 0? No. Width is that, height is also going to be 210, so we have them. Left is then going to be negative 50%. No. The left will be negative 105 pixels. I'm just magic numbering 80, 60, 65. Okay, negative 65. That's probably half of what I had before. We're good. We do need to bring in my circle for the middle. I don't need my paragraphs anymore. Those ended up not being useful. We'll fix our positioning. I do need to fix my shadow. I shouldn't be doing this because we're on a time crunch. Oh, what a disaster. Okay, we're going to need one more shadow, which would be an inset of 0, 0, 0, 120 pixels, and that. Perfect. Okay, we're back. We're back. The middle one, so let's do the middle one first. The Z index doesn't matter at all. Left of 160. Then this other one gets a left of 60. And this last one here gets a left of 260. 260. I'm going to hit some... Oh no, that didn't work. Why not? Left. Oh, this should be left. I don't need the revert on there. That's not a good score. That's a 91% match. Now we can hit submit. Hitting submit, I'm at 1330. Oh, that's embarrassing. But did we get there? 99.9. I'm counting that. I think it's because of something that I don't know what. 99.9. I do see a little bit off on that diff, but I don't... I don't... Is it because I'm using the shadows? Which one has the border radius on it? I'm just curious, so I take off my border radius here. It's, for me, that's an artifact of the shadow and the approach I did, that little bit on the diff. Just because when I'm taking off that, we don't see any sort of pixels or artifacts. Let's just try a different value here, 100%. Yeah, and if I did like 50 pixels, border radius 50 pixels does nothing. Oh, because we can't see it yet. 200, 100, just, yeah, I don't think I can do anything about that. What if I just gave it also this background color? That wouldn't work. What if I gave it this background color? Of that, and then let's make this a big value again. I think it's gonna be the same thing. If I'm stuck at 99, I'm keeping my original score. This isn't the right approach to doing this. Yeah, it's a 99.9 again. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this for my solution on this one because it was a disaster and I'm not doing any more on it because that was way too long. I usually try and do it in under 10 minutes. So we're gonna move on to number 3. So yeah, maybe if anyone's gonna have beat me, that one definitely was up for grabs. And last but not least, we're going to hit start on this one, and I have not really an idea. Well, I think there's probably a better way of doing this. I just realized I made a mistake, so background will be this. We're going to come in. There's probably smart people who can do this entire thing with a single gradient. I just don't know if I'll be fast enough to do that. Okay, we're going to try doing single div. I'm going to challenge myself on this one. So the div will get a width. It's going from 90 to that. So what is that? 210 pixels. Height, we're going to just say that it's about 200. Let's start with 200 pixels. And we're going to give it a background color of yellow, just so we can see it. We'll grab this because it hurts my eyes less. And let's just start with the border radius then. Border radius will be 100 VW, 100 VW, 0, 0. Let's just try a display of grid and a place content of center to see how close that gets us. We're a little bit off. Is this 220? And this would be 210? 220. 215? We're off we're off by a really strange... I am like 1 pixel too high, but I think then maybe I can't use grid. Or is that good? 214 seems really strange to me. But that looks bang on, so we're gonna go with it. Okay, cool. This is a weird number. So on here, we're gonna give this a background image. I'm thinking linear gradients, but I just realized a problem with doing it with gradients is making them into squares. So I might be changing my mind on this one now that I'm thinking of it, where maybe I'm just trying to think if I do that as a gradient. There probably are ways of doing this with gradients that I can't think of. So we're going to do an overflow of hidden. Because if I did this with gradients, it would take me forever and I would never have a chance. So we have yellow. So I'm going to say, I think what we're going to do is paragraph. I'm using paragraphs just because I have a general div selector. Do that. I think I'm going to change this to a .a and just give this a class equals a. I just don't want to run into any issues with nesting, because I think what I want to do is do a div class is equal to b and close that div here, and then in here we're going to do a b, and then this one's going to have a div class is equal to ba. This will make sense in a second, I hope. And then here we're going to have a div class is equal to c, and inside of c we'll just do a div class is equal to ca. And close that div, and we're going to close this one here too. I think that looks okay. So my a is okay. I don't know if I actually need it, whatever, we're going to stick with it. So then this is going to get a display of flex on it. Let's do .b. Background for now can be this color, and the height will be 100%, width will be 50%. This will work. And then we're going to say that we have .b. A is going to be a width of 50%, height of 50%, with the yellow background color. This should work. This should work. I'm happy about this. Background is going to be that. And the B here will get a display of flex. The reason I'm giving that a display of flex is so I can do a margin top of auto there to push that down. My only problem is the height looks a little bit wrong. So the height of 50% wasn't good. It was a height of 214. So let's just try 110 pixels here. Mine is too high. 105. 104. 104. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So that one's good. Then, so that's my BA. Then we're going to do, that's my .b. I'm actually going to do that for my .b and my .c. But then we'll just come here. I mean, we could definitely clean this up if we wanted less code, but I'm just like better code. But whatever. Background is going to be this, just to bring that back. And then my .ca is going to be the same as my BA. Copy that, paste that in without this, and then margin top of auto, margin left of auto, and I want this color instead. Awesome. Diff. Oh yeah. Okay. And then we need one more. So here we can just come in with another, do a div class equals Z, just because it's at the end and I don't know. C, I guess D could have worked too. Then we're going to come in with a .Z and say the width is 50 pixels, the height is 50 pixels. Is this going to work? Can we do nesting in here? I'm going to say has. I don't know if this is going to work. Just because this is stupid. Has ampersand position relative background red, just so I can see it does exist, but position absolute, and then bottom 0. Oh, it did work with the ampersand thing. Left is, no, let's just use inset here instead. Inset is going to be an auto for the top, and then 0, 0, 0, and then a margin inline of auto. Then we're going to take this background color to replace this one. And I just need to fix my size. So my size, the width looks like 40 probably, and the height looks like maybe 30. Is it 40 as well? No. Is it 40? I need the diff on. It is. Okay, submit, submit, submit. 650? We're getting a 650? Come on. 100%? Was that? Yes, it is. Okay, 650, roughly. Nice. Okay, that one went a lot better. Not what my original plan was for me with the gradient, but I think this actually makes a lot of sense in how I did it. Really quickly, if you're wondering what the heck this is, when we use nesting, and I wasn't sure... when we use nesting, and I wasn't sure if nesting would work here or not, but the ampersand is the placeholder for this. So if you nest something in here, normally it's going to be something that's a descendant of that selector, unless you use the ampersand somewhere. So you could come and say like, you know, header and then it's going to select, well, it's going to select this .z if it's inside a header only. So you can do that. And then I wasn't sure if this was going to work, but you can actually style the parent of this element without remembering what that parent is. So in this case, it'd be any element that has a .z in it would get a position relative, just so I could then get my position absolute. This could be kind of useful for some things, I think. I like that. That's a fun little thing we can do there. So I'd love to know in the comments if you were able to beat me on any or all of these challenges, and if you had other clever solutions on things that I did completely wrong, especially that second one, please do let me know. I think the idea of a gradient, no, that wouldn't have worked either, because I would have had the same issue. I think the idea of the overflow hidden was the right idea. If you do like CSS battles like this one though, I have a playlist of all the previous ones I've done. It's right here for your viewing pleasure. And with that, I would like to thank my enabler of awesome, Johnny, as well as all my other patrons and channel members for their continued monthly support. And of course, until next time, don't forget to make your corner of the internet just a little bit more awesome.